What's up everybody, my name's Trey and welcome to another video. Now, is there a legal way in which you can print money without actually spending your own money? Because I know that's the American dream. How can we make passive income every single day so that we can do whatever we want? We don't have to go to a job full time. We don't have to do anything. We literally wake up, make money, and enjoy ourselves. But then the question becomes, if such a great opportunity exists, wouldn't everybody in the world be trying to get into it? Or rather, do the majority of people just have no idea that it exists? Well, try not to stress yourself out too much, because in this video I'll be going over what the magical money-making opportunity that Facebook Marketplace dropshipping is. How you can get started, and some of the results that you can look at actually getting. But before we get into the video, if you are someone that's new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And make sure you hit that like button, as it helps my channel grow more than you can ever imagine. And with that being said, baby, let's get into that intro. So when it comes to Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, what exactly is it? Well, in layman's terms, it's dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. It's literally in the name. But I know, some people are complete beginners and have no idea what dropshipping is, so let's explain that a little bit more first. Well, dropshipping is essentially just a business model in which you don't actually hold any physical products, and you're essentially just a middleman, because you connect customers with suppliers and then basically arrange the connection between the two when it comes to making sure that the products are being shipped from the supplier or manufacturer to their end consumer. So let's take, for instance, you want to start a fashion brand or a clothing brand the old-fashioned way. Fashion, clothes are fashion. See, you came for the education, but you stay for the puns. You're welcome. But if you want to start a clothing brand back in the day, what you would have to do is reach out to a supplier or a manufacturer. You would have to give them your specific design, your logo, and they would tell you, yes, we can make them, or no, we can't. And then what would normally happen is you would have to buy something crazy like 100 shirts from your manufacturer, because most instances they don't allow you just to order one or order 5, especially when you're going from a manufacturer or a supplier, because they want you to buy in bulk. What would then happen is the manufacturer would make all 100 shirts, you would verify that they look the way that you want, and then you would have to pay them that large upfront amount, and they would ship out those shirts to your house or your parents' house or a storage unit or a storefront if you have one. And it's at this point in time in which all the responsibility of making sure that your customers are taken care of, your orders are being shipped out, the orders are actually arriving to the customer, and those all fall on you as the business owner or the entrepreneur who actually wants to sell these t-shirts. And after all of this, you still have to figure out how exactly you're going to find customers. Are you going to be paying influencers to post how much they love your t-shirts? Will you be sending out free shirts to people in your community to help promote them? Will you be paying for social media ads like Facebook, Google ads, Pinterest ads, Bing ads? Or will you be doing more of the, what I think the phrase they use is feet on the ground approach? Are you going to be going door to door trying to sell your t-shirts and really blow up your business? Now, in my opinion, there are a ton of issues with this old way of starting a clothing brand, or really starting a business in general. The first major drawback, in my opinion, would be the fact that you need a lot of capital in order to actually do this. And that's because most times when you talk to these suppliers or manufacturers, like I said, they're going to want you to buy these shirts in bulk. And obviously that's not going to be very cheap. You then have to worry about, like I said, where you're going to store it. A lot of times Are you just going to store it in your house and have 100 shirts just laying around that you'll have to fumble over every day to get to work, or like take your kids to school, or whatever the case may be? Or are you going to be paying for a storage unit to store all the shirts that you have? Because remember, you're buying in bulk, which means, you are going to have 100 shirts that you have to put somewhere. So not only are you buying all the shirts up front from your manufacturer, you most likely have to pay for storage, you're paying for ads. You're literally paying for every step of this process. Let's just cut to the meat and potatoes. But then once you actually get the shirts, like I said, the responsibility will all shift onto you individually. And at that point in time, you really have to understand on what exactly you're going to do to make your business succeed. Because, well, if you don't run any ads, you don't reach out to influencers, you don't send it to people in your community, you're going to be stuck with 100 shirts that you literally have no way of getting your money back from. So it's a complete sunk cost. And sure, clothing brands can make a ton of money. Just think of some of the more popular ones when it comes to Gucci, Louis Vuitton. I even think Starter, because sure, they sell their clothes at Walmart, but they move volume. You also have Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein. There's a ton of different clothing brands that are making a killing. But there are also a ton that make no money. I'm pretty sure we all know somebody that started a clothing brand. They probably have a great quality shirt with cool designs on it, and they're stuck with 100 shirts at their house because they have no idea how to sell them, or they're not going to spend the thousands of dollars needed in order to run ads and actually sell their product. Now let's switch our focus. That's the old-fashioned way. So now let's say you wanted to do that same clothing line, but instead you're going to be drop shipping on the Facebook Marketplace platform. So you would kind of do the same thing. You would want to reach out and contact both suppliers and manufacturers, with the key point being that you're only going to be buying one shirt at a time, or you're going to be buying in a much lower quantity. Sure, it might be more expensive on a per shirt basis, but this will definitely help out when it comes to understanding how many you actually need to move in order to make money. And that's going to be really nice, because you're not going to have to buy 100 shirts and hope that they sell. You can only buy shirts when customers actually purchase them from you. So how exactly this is going to work is you're going to go on the Facebook Marketplace platform. You're going to create a listing. You're going to post images of the shirts that you want to sell. When customers actually go to your listing, they type in their delivery information and buy the shirt. It's at that point in time in which you're going to go back to your supplier, purchase that singular shirt, and you're going to enter in the information to deliver it to the customer that just bought on Facebook. And what your supplier or manufacturer is going to do is they're going to send that product directly to your customer, so you don't actually have to worry about handling inventory, shipping them out, making sure that they arrive, or really anything like that. Now, the question I have is, isn't that absolutely beautiful? And if you answer no, you need to reevaluate your life, because the correct answer is yes. You can sell a product you've never seen to a customer you'll never meet, with a product you'll never touch. I don't think we understand how beautiful that is, guys. Now, the coolest thing about Facebook Marketplace, in my opinion, is actually the payout schedule in which they actually give you your money. And this is because if you've tried drop shipping on pretty much any other platform, let's take for instance Walmart and Amazon for instance, it's going to take you 2 weeks to get your money, which is a really long time. Especially if you don't plan on buying those shirts until you actually get paid. On Amazon and Walmart, it's just not realistically possible. But on Facebook, as long as you have a credit card, you could realistically float all these payments until Facebook actually pays out, because they pay you every 24 to 48 hours. So, you can start dropshipping on the Facebook Marketplace with absolutely no liquid cash. As long as you have some form of credit, you're completely fine. Now, obviously, I would recommend that you have some capital in order to actually do this business. But if you're really just looking for a way to make a little bit extra side income, this is a great opportunity in my opinion. Now, another very, very interesting thing about Facebook Marketplace dropshipping specifically is the fact that dropshipping is not against any terms of service on the platform. If we look at Walmart and Amazon again, it explicitly says you cannot dropship on our platform. Sure, a lot of people do it and a lot of people make a ton of money doing it, but it's not without a lot of risk. Most times they have their account suspended, sometimes they get banned and they have to use family members or other people's accounts. In worst case scenario, you can actually be sued by Walmart and Amazon because they literally say do not dropship and then you dropship. So if you make a lot of money, there are some instances in which Walmart and Amazon say, well, that's our money now. So as of the making of this video, there is no breach of contract when it comes to the terms of service of dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. Now, that's not to say at some point in the future it might change, but as of right now, it's a great opportunity to jump in with very little capital as long as you have some type of credit or some type of liquid cash, make a little bit of money, and if some point down the road that this decides to change, you can always move into a different business venture or a different side business using all the capital that you just created with this business model. Now, one thing that you have to understand, Facebook is one of the largest social media platforms in the world, which means they have a ton of traffic. It actually just recently announced, well, I guess Meta just recently announced that they have over 1 billion users every single day, which is absolutely mind-boggling that you can dropship on Facebook Marketplace for free and potentially have 1 billion users see your listing and potentially buy your product. Now, of course, billion users, but not everybody's gonna venture onto the marketplace side of Facebook. I talked to a lot of people and they didn't even know that marketplace was a thing. They didn't know that they could buy and sell things on Facebook. They just thought you could get on there, post funny videos, and like other people's comments about how much they hate going to work. But there's a lot of other things that you can actually do on the Facebook marketplace in order to make money. So my biggest piece of advice would be to have realistic expectations. No, you're not going to become a millionaire overnight like some of these crazy gurus say that you might be able to do when it comes to Amazon dropshipping or Walmart dropshipping or FBA or anything like that. But a great, let's say $2,000 to $5,000 profit every single month hitting your bank account is very doable when it comes to Facebook Marketplace. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Well, Trey, we went through this. You told us how it works, how exactly the business model works, how many users actually use the platform, but what are the expected results from actually doing this business model and what are the profit margins? Now, when it comes to the actual profit margins on Facebook Marketplace and doing dropshipping specifically on that platform, you're looking at anywhere between 20 to 35%, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's because if you look at any other platform, like I said, specifically Walmart and Amazon, you're looking at profit margins that are anywhere between 5 and on an amazing account with a 1 in a million product, 10%. So Facebook, you're getting upwards of 30+% sometimes. And on Amazon and Walmart, you'll probably never get over 10% in profit margins. Which means the actual capital that you're going to need to scale or make sure that this business is actually functioning is much, much less. And there are tons of different resources when it comes to understanding more and more about Facebook Marketplace and specifically dropshipping on their platform. Now, I'm going to be making a ton of different videos, taking you through the entire process of listing products, selling products, shipping them out, and everything like that. But there are also tons and tons of other content creators that are giving really good insight to not only the business model that Facebook Marketplace dropshipping is, but also how you can get started. And there are also some agencies that I found that claim to be full service. They post the products, they write the descriptions, they send the product out to the customer, and they make sure that all the tracking information is correct and any customer service that needs to be done, they handle it for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. sounds way too good to be true. And to be honest, it really does. But I think that's going to be my next venture when it comes to my income challenge that I'm actually doing. And if you haven't seen that challenge, I'm actually doing $0 to $100,000 in a year, all outside of my primary income. And the timestamp or the time card is going to be up in the right hand corner somewhere. And I think I'm going to jump in with an agency. See if they can actually provide on the expectations that they set. Will they run your store for you completely hands off, and will you ever become profitable? Because if that's the case, I think everybody should know that. Sure, you can do this yourself. Right now, I make anywhere between $30 and $500 a month on my Facebook Marketplace store. But that's because I don't post products anymore. I just kind of sit, let it run, and when orders come in, I send them out. But if you can hire somebody and have them automate the entire process for you, and they actually get you results, I mean, wouldn't you want 30 of those? So don't worry, I'll be giving you updates throughout the entire process, trying to figure out what agency to go with. Are agencies actually getting clients results? And how much capital you actually need to run in order to run this business, whether you're doing it completely by yourself or having an agency do it for you. So make sure you stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot of very good content coming out, or at least in my opinion. And if you are someone that's new to the channel, my name is Trey. I make videos on how you can make money online, diversify your income, and financial news that I think you should probably know. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And I'll see you in the next video.